When everyone left, Stella tried to get through to Curtis, saying that it's time for him to think about the baby. But is she going to be able to get through his thick, bald skull? I don't really think so. What is up, fellow General Hospital fans? Here to talk about yesterday's Wednesday episode of the show. It had enough action to still be a decent episode. The last two have been better, although, we're dealing with a lot of Curtis. But let's start with it picking up from the cliffhanger on Tuesday when Sidwell shot Lucas in the chest multiple times, accusing him of being the one that got Marco killed. But out came Dante and the police to arrest Sidwell. Out ran Laura to check on Lucas. Fitzpatrick was there, checked on Lucas, who has a pulse. He comes to. Of course, he had a bulletproof vest. Not surprised, it was a setup. I did not think they would be killing off Lucas, especially after just killing off Marco. It was a very dramatic way to, I guess, get Sidwell caught. I do still think it was a very convoluted way. But, I guess why not try and have the convoluted villain go down from a convoluted twist here with this. Although, is Sidwell really going down yet? No, of course not. But Sonny was also there, getting a little confrontation with Sidwell. Dante says he has what he needs for attempted murder. Sidwell told Dante that if he's arresting him, then Laura and Sonny need to be arrested too for being involved in Professor Dalton's death. But Sidwell doesn't have the evidence anymore because Lucas took it. And so Sidwell's going to be taken away. However, who's going to be taking him away? Well, Cassius, of course. So that is Sidwell's out in this storyline to still be a part of the storyline because Cassius works for Sidwell and Cullum. And even though Cassius is saying while taking Sidwell that he can't protect Sidwell, so Sidwell needs to just disappear permanently, leave town, get away. But Sidwell is saying he doesn't need protection, and just because he'll be gone, that doesn't mean Cassius won't still have to be a part of the deal with Cullum. Sidwell is saying he doesn't need to be protected because he has a backup plan, of course. Meanwhile, Dante was asking Laura and Sonny about the professor, but there's obviously no evidence with that right now. But in the end, Cassius calls Dante to lie that Sidwell's men got a jump on him, and Sidwell is gone. So we still will have to deal with Sidwell. He's not completely being taken down here, of course. Got to keep the story going. I don't know if this is the most interesting way to go. I still think we could have gotten some mileage out of Sidwell knowing that Cullum is the one that killed Marco. That hasn't come out yet. I just don't know if they can do much with Sidwell now that he's a fugitive. That definitely limits what they can really do with him. Unless, of course, the storyline is going to become even more plot heavy and convoluted. So, while I have enjoyed the Sidwell part of these last two episodes, the heavy-handed writing with the convolutedness of the plot-driven writing, it's not exactly working for me. Let's see. There was a comment yesterday from Raymond Christian who said, "We're at the point where otherwise intelligent people get extremely dumb for no reason. You mean to tell me Sidwell didn't suspect Lucas was acting suspicious when he literally caught Lucas standing right by the safe? We all witnessed Sidwell shoot Dalton without blinking, yet Joss, who's been caught trying to escape, is not only still breathing, but put her in the same room she already escaped from. What kind of kidnap victim is Jocelyn? She's getting 3 square meals a day, a change of clothes, gets to exercise. There's no panic from her, no sense of dread. Complete opposite from when Anna was kidnapped." I will say I wasn't watching when Anna was kidnapped. But yeah, the way they're writing Joss as a fugitive and then putting her back in the same room she escaped from, it is stupid. Like, these are pretty big plot holes against the villains here. And they've been doing this more and more the past couple months for this storyline because I don't think they had good ways to continue to stretch it out because it was already convoluted. But they've definitely somehow managed to make it worse. Let me go through my notes with some of these other storylines. We still had Portia giving it to Curtis at their child's baby shower since Curtis keeps threatening violence with unfounded accusations. Portia has been reading Curtis lately, and I'm here for it because he definitely deserves it. And then we still had Trina caught in the middle here with Curtis threatening Isaiah yet again with physical violence. This is like the third time in 2 episodes again. In the midst of the arguing, though, Stella had to tell Portia and Curtis that Trina left, which good for Trina. It's about time. Gio and Emma were together. Kai ended up being there too. I still find Gio and Emma to be boring. Sorry, I do. They do have some chemistry, but it's not enough to save a boring pair. They're the second most boring couple on the show after Molly and what's his name. But Trina ended up showing up there to rant about her parents and how Kai was right, that she's been taking on her parents' problems. She didn't try to make it better this time. She just walked out and she feels better. She can't take on her parents' trauma anymore. This is a step in the right direction for Trina, at least. I feel like they've been writing her much younger than she actually is. And I think it is progress for the character to want to finally live her own life. Still not, super excited about the direction for Trina with the whole music industry. But that's what she seems very excited about. And that's what she wants to do hardcore right now, is her music career, and focus on that. Meanwhile, Curtis still bickering with people, saying his problem is not with Portia. It's with Isaiah, who drove off from the accident, even though Curtis doesn't know this to be a fact. When everyone left, Stella tried to get through to Curtis, saying that it's time for him to think about the baby. But is she going to be able to get through his thick, bald skull? I don't really think so. Not the way he's been acting. Tracy visited Lulu. Lulu, of course, still worried about Rocco, who's still on the run with Britt. Tracy says that she has a fleet of PIs who can use different tactics to find Britt and Rocco that the police can't. But the WSB is supposed to be looking for them too. They're really making it out like Britt has just had all this training because she's Faison's daughter. She's going to be able to keep hiding out. I didn't really think these scenes were necessary, other than to remind us that Rocco's missing and Lulu's worried. Because why should I believe that Tracy's PIs are better than anyone else looking for the people on the run? Now, another cliffhanger from Tuesday's episode was Jack Brennan stopping Willow from giving him the drug. And Jack says that her mother disagrees about the drugs. Willow is shocked to see that Jack can actually talk now. Nina ended up walking in with the burger that Jack wanted in the last episode, so Willow had to confront her mother why she decided the drugs are no longer necessary. Brennan is saying that if it comes out that Willow is doing with Drew with the drug, it's over for Willow. Jack says he has leverage that Willow wants over Drew, and he's only going to give it if he's not injected again, obviously. Jack says that Drew was misappropriating federal funds. He was in violation of campaign finance laws. Nina and Willow think this means maybe she can stop drugging Drew soon, but Jack's not ready yet. He has to recover before he can go to the WSB. He wants to continue to recover in secret, so nobody knows except for Nina and now Willow. So Willow will still have to give Drew one more shot or two before Jack can get better and go to the WSB. It's another good twist in this story. It's slowly unraveling for Willow. Maybe she gets real help from Jack. Maybe Jack screws Willow and Nina over. Maybe Drew will finally come out of his coma locked in state and we can move on to a different storyline. I don't know. But it's still one of the better things going on the show for sure, is anything Willow. I know there's plenty of people tired of Willow as a character. They want her to go down. As someone who only started watching the show again at the end of last year, I missed a lot of Willow's arc into becoming a villain. So it's still fresh enough for me that I enjoy her. The only other thing in yesterday's episode was Carly and Valentine trying to figure out if Sidwell and Colum know Joss's WSB, if they have her locked up, if she could be at Windermere. Carly, of course, wants to go to Windermere. Valentine trying to talk her down because it's dangerous. I'm sure these two will work together soon to try and save Joss, but we're going to see how they continue to stretch out that storyline. But yeah, the Joss being kidnapped part Definitely not working. Neither is Joss and Cassius for me. I'm ready for the Cassius stuff to just come out because the problem is without Maxie being involved in the storyline, like there's no good payoff that when it comes out to everyone that Cassius is not Nathan. And I think that's a downer to the story already. But the character is irritating me in general. I know there's some people in the comments that like him. I think TL6074, shout out, who watches my General Hospital stuff, likes Cassius and maybe even likes Cassius and Joss, but that can't be me. I don't like Cassius, nor do I want to root for Cassius and Joss together.